What's going on YouTube? Diggy546. This is going to be a quick video, no intro, no special effects, none of that. The Lions have finally let go of Matt Patricia. Of course, you never hope that someone loses their job, but I believe that this is a year too late. He was like 13 and 29 and 1. Jim Caldwell was a lot better than him, the coach before that, and it seemed that they moved on from Jim Caldwell a little bit too fast. And it seemed like they moved on from Matt Patricia at least a year too late. Now, Patricia came in from the New England Patriots as the defensive coordinator. We all know that Bill Belichick is really the defensive coordinator there, but Matt Patricia deserves some credit for some of their success. Either way, he's been on the Lions, and they have not been that good defensively. They've had tons of talent. They've had Snacks Harrison. They've had Okuda this year. They've had Darius Slay, who Matt Patricia got into he got into a serious confrontation with, calling out his manhood in front of the team. He was someone who, at that point, you're not taking accountability for yourself if you're just calling out certain players in front of the team, trying to make examples of them, when you're obviously not doing a great job coaching. If your team's defense and you're a defensive guy is not performing well. I saw a stat that's saying EPA, I think this year, defensive EPA was last in the league. So you're not getting it done at that point. And then it doesn't make it any better that the offensive EPA was 22nd in the league. So Matt Patricia has not been doing a great job coaching. He's part of why when Joe Judge was hired by the Giants, people thought that he wouldn't work out, because New England assistants that are like Patricia, where they think that they are, they're some elite top level coaching guy, because they were with Bill Belichick and they won championships. It just doesn't work that way. You got to put in your work. You have to earn your respect in the NFL. And that's something that it didn't seem like he was willing to do. He had never been able to earn his respect as a head coach in the league. And more than likely, he'll be going back to the defensive coordinator spot. Maybe he'll be back in New England. Who knows? But looking forward, and this coaching carousel, I've done videos in the past on what qualities I look for in a coach. He needs to be accountable, first of all. He needs to be able to change a culture, be able to hold himself, his coaches, his players accountable. And he needs to obviously be good. That's the number one thing probably, but he needs to be a great coach. He needs to be a great teacher, and he needs to be able to adapt to his players. It's very simple principles of leadership, principles of football leadership that every coach must have. Maybe I'll link the video I did on Joe Judge a couple of months ago, so you guys can look more deep into that. But there are a couple of head coaching candidates that are going to be out here. You're going to have Eric Bieniemy, who I'm not sure that Eric Bieniemy wants to go to a team with a quarterback at this age who we're not necessarily sure of, as far as, are they going to move on from him? Are they going to trade him? I'm not necessarily sure what's going to happen there. He might even look for, if I'm looking between Matt Stafford and Matt Ryan, that's a tough choice. Does he go to Atlanta? Does he go to the Lions? Does he try to go to the Jets and work with Trevor Lawrence? So we don't know what will happen there. We got a couple of defensive guys like Patrick Graham on the Giants. I don't know what the Lions are necessarily looking for. It depends if they're going to be moving on from Matt Stafford. I think if they're going to be keeping Matt Stafford, they'll probably go defense. If they're going to be taking a new quarterback, they'll probably go offensive coordinator. So it'll be interesting to see who they bring in here. They've also fired their general manager. So a ton of changes are going on. And this will also be another opportunity to see how this new Rooney Rule change actually affects the league. It'll be another opportunity to see what happens down the road. A lot of times GMs and head coaches are already done in writing, usually by like the first or second round of the playoffs. So stay tuned. This is an expected move. I thought since they hadn't made it already that it will probably be after the season, but last kind of quarter of the season, you clear out the head coach, you audition, whoever was next up as head coach, he becomes a candidate, and then you take it from there at the end of the season. But you guys let me know, what do you think about Matt Patricia getting fired? What do you think about them getting rid of the GM? Me personally, I think Matt Stafford is next.